Tempestar. This guy showed up at Mr. Yajima. See, he was one of the um, Magic Council members. Now he retired after the Grand Magic Games, and he was like, "I'll put this shit up and start me a cooking place." He showed up to the cooking place, and Tempestar was there. Now the Thunder Legion was helping him out at his new restaurant, and they all got poisoned by Bane particles, which are basically anti-magic particles that affect mages and make them sick. And Loxus then showed up and fighting him. He was even being affected by it, as powerful as Loxus is. But Loxus, ended up taking this guy down. This guy has, the power to like summon like wind and shit too. But his main thing is that he's the immortal. He's the actual immortal one. But he was killed by Loxus, and then he recouped again. And when he recouped again, he got a different form because the person who recouped him wanted him to look different. But then he, went back into his demon-like state. And he fought against Natsu and I think, Juvia and Gagio for a little bit. But then Loxus showed up and was like, you go on ahead and, find out what the fuck's going on. I'm going to take care of this guy. I already, defeated him once. I can do it again. Even though he was still poisoned by the Bane particles. And then, Tempestar was fighting against Loxus. He was doing all right, only because Loxus was poisoned by his Bane particles. Anti-magic particles that, fuck with his body and other things. Since he's a mage, it took him down, to his level. And, he was staying alive for a long time. This guy could tank attacks for a little bit. But ultimately he was, fucked up so bad he couldn't, come back. And also the recoup chamber was destroyed by Mira Jane, so that helped too. But he was defeated. So Tempestar, his strength's 91, 92 for his speed, and a 94 for his durability. 92 for his endurance, and an 86 for his intelligence. 92 for his experience, and an 88 for his close skills. 89 for his range skills, and a 92 for his recoup. 92 for his hacks, and an overall power score of a 90.8% for Tempestar. That guy was a member who was valuable, and that's why they brought him back. But then, he got killed by the same guy again. My favorite character did him in. But be cool, Kwame Corner.